drugs help, interview 15, drugs help tap into secured higher dimensions. This just explains more on 15 and I believe it was 14 and 13C. Not 13C, but 15B, 14, and you really need to see 12A, 13A, 13C, and 13 just to understand. And then check out 11 and 12, and 10 is a must. 10 is called memories can be fixed and enhanced, including bad buzzes. Bad buzzes are memory activated and can be fixed, meaning that you can repair your own mind, but until you get to a certain level, you won't know how to do these, and if you do, then you're going to make a lot of mistakes. Because how it works is that when you're learning and you don't know what exactly is, because when you're high, you have to understand you're jumping levels, and because you're jumping levels, what actually happens is that you are unable to see the steps from 1 to 3, and you're missing some steps, and because of that, you're going to miss a lot of important lessons. Because you're missing a lot of those important lessons, you're getting a lot of things wrong. And characteristically, shamans would teach you these lessons. But, I mean, these lessons would take 10, 20 years. I'm telling you. Yeah, shamans smoke a weed and they do a lot of peyote and mescaline, but, I mean, they only do it when the devotee or the disciple or the person is ready to go on their journey. And they're preparing like all their lives for these things. Do the physical ascension of being a man by killing a beast, and then you have the spiritual test where you go into caves and they do their spiritual thing. And they only do this when they're ready. So you don't get any of these. The way that you're learning is from gnosis. It can be very, very wrong sometimes, because the whole foundations of drugs is based on biochemical enlightenment, which is wrong. It's a lie. It's manufactured. It's fake. So because of that, I mean, for everything that you learn, for every 10 things that you learn, 3 of them you just have to throw out the window completely. 2 of them are so, like, there's just no beating it. And one of them is like just, oh my god, what the hell, I don't even understand this. It's because you need to figure it out later in the future. And the other is just fun. And then you have the 1 or 2 that are just maybes, that I mean, that might be part of your karma, it might be part of your destiny, who knows. But I mean, it's very, very precise how your ascension is supposed to work. Now that this information is coming out, you won't have those excuses of making those mistakes. You have to apply this knowledge, and you have to just take everything and put it together and make it make sense. And just be very, very careful that when you do drugs, it's just for the experience first, and the experiment, to figure things out. But now, we can bypass all of those things and just make it. And there is, because the higher beings have made it so that you can't access the higher realms anymore, which is actually everyone. Everyone's the higher beings, the higher realms. All the spirits have agreed in the contract that starting next month, no one can access the higher realms now unless you're just experimenting and just are freshly new. But what happens is that you will be able to access it, and after a very, very short finite period of time, maybe after 4 or 5 or 10 trials, that there's going to be enough energy out there for you to do it on your own. So you're just going to have to figure all these things out. So anyways, let's Q-15, drugs help tap into secure higher dimensions. What drugs do is to tap into higher areas in your brain that provides people with access to specialized neurons that perform rudimentary functioning of what the third eye does. So it helps you tap into certain spiritual parts of your brain, which break down information and gives you all information about spiritual happenings, energy, scientific, physics, eating, prana, and everything like that. And your third eye actually is a processor too. It's actually an eye. It has a retina, and it actually can see energy and the future, which is not really seeing the future when you're in the fourth and fifth dimensions. But anyways, now think of these neurons as sub-functions of an entire machine. Now think of primary colors. If you have all three, they combine to create any color. Now, if we can see the three colors, but what drugs do is allow us to mix only one or two mixtures to produce other things like hallucinations, enhanced perceptions, and very, very, how can I say this, cheap astral traveling. And because these neurons are only subroutined and only basic, what we perceive as basic, yet sensically and at the very first, very intriguing, real and grand for the first time experiencers. These neurons are basically there to facilitate, to provide an environment where your perceptions are given the ability to see what you're thinking or picking up in terms of frequency in the area. That's why the people that you choose to do drugs with is very important to what you want to feel, because there's learned associations there. I mean, you learn to associate being with this person, you're going to have a good experience. So it's a learned memory, and that's why you have to go to and check out memories. Is the addiction. It's the cause of addiction. Mind you, when you have access to these neurons, what spiritual academics do is further go beyond this level with spiritual academics, like students that are taking this opportunity of the experiment to a higher or next level by learning, is that they start to play around and say, well, if I produce this, what if I produce happiness or sadness? It continues up the ladder. This level is a precursor to activating the third eye. So when you have a certain amount of level or experiences generated, I mean, you can't activate the third eye when you're in preschool. You have to be in high school. So everything's choppy and it doesn't make any sense. You're lost in time until that third eye kind of like activates or assists you to a certain level, because it won't fully activate until you're fully ascended. No, well, not fully ascended, but ascended about 75%, maybe, no, 90%. But just like the brain has security features, the third eye has its own security features. The brain is your physical computer, and consuming mild hallucinogens allows you to tap into a virtual holographic playground, permitting limitless virtual creations and pleasant feelings. What the pineal gland is a remote control. A remote control that gives you the personal access to view or remote view the future, your future, in another dimension. And this other dimension is more of an altered dimension or parallel reality, and parallel in the sense that it's a dimension where you have all these infinite choices of your future. But I mean, this stuff about infinite choices and stuff is just too ambiguous. People's lives are, and their destinies are very specific. They're very attuned to certain choices in life that doesn't tally more than 5. It really doesn't. Your body, your genetic makeup allows only a certain available lifestyle to permit changes because of your limitation and willpower and inexperience, because our lifetime are so short, which would be greatly enhanced by your education. So if that's the case, that what actually happens is that by educating yourself, you'll have a better chance at changing or having more than 5 choices. But I mean, when longer lifespans does come around, then you will be able to have more choices, because you'll be able to live to 120 and still be sexually productive when you're 70. Meaning that you'll have all this time to learn and save money and to make a kid and choose the person you want to marry because you love them. So that's another topic. So other more potent drugs allow you to access the higher consciousness or the spiritual realms which are guarded by the third eye or the pineal gland. What the pineal gland is a remote, as said before, and mild hallucinogens is more fun and experimental. But in my experience, ecstasy under controlled conditions and with the help of spiritual adepts, guides, can help you receive pockets of experience in enlightenment, which is more better. It's healthier in the state of weight, because when you gain knowledge that is spiritual or that is going to change your evolutionary state to the better, there's a cost. And there's an even higher cost. I would say triple the cost if it was from drugs. And if it's from drugs, the costs are going to be higher. And that's why people that are drug addicts have experienced this realm of drugs have gained a lot, have more to lose, have lots more to protect, and have much more to win. And therefore the process is going to be very more trying and difficult and taxing and exhausting and demanding, and it's just going to be a lot harder for people to achieve. But mind you, people that are on drugs usually aim for the sky. They're like, I want to be the president, or a king, and they want they want the best. So it's really difficult and really hard to get these things. And mind you, the whole wow, it's costing you triple because you're freaking in your early 20s, and people don't even reach this state until their mid-40s, and you can really understand why. You're cheating death, you're cheating time. So you're really not cheating yourself. You're actually giving yourself the heads up. So it's a matter of how you want to see this reality. Like, yeah, oh man, what the hell, I can't handle this crap. That's why the powers to be, it's just you and everyone else, the spiritual realm,